Anyway, we're back. Yes.
I mean, I think that tracks too, just for like what we've talked about with like the car accident and you like storing all this
Yes.
emotion and trauma and stuff. It's like it's just it's unfortunate that sometimes it is that old meme, right, where it's like what we think spiritual healing is going to be like, and we're like on a cloud with crystals around us, like with money pouring around us, but really it's like stab stab stab. Like it's so painful sometimes, but then on the other side of it, if you kind of just let it happen and go through it, then like it is more of that elevated state that is
Yeah,
expected.
it's like it's been unrelenting, but it's also interesting because I have Saturn stationed directly opposite my Mercury and square my moon,
Mm.
but also I have Mars in my 12th, and that period, like that's like textbook, like feeling like I can't leave the house, like I'm
Mm.
sequestered. And
Mm.
then this Mercury retrograde, it's not just like everyone I speak to there's been a lot of emotion, or a lot of people, there's been a lot of emotional movement. So it is what it is.
It's very deep,
Yes.
like core deep.
Yes. Well, Cancer, it's
Yeah.
like primordial. It's primordial.
Yeah. I know, like things are coming up that are just. Can you hear her?
Yeah. She has things to say.
She's like, I know this retrograde is so hard on me. No, but we were talking earlier about, there's like this big chatter right now about the Barbo's basket and the astrology and all of these different things, and there's so much online about it. And you were speaking about, us not really being able to like sit in something and wanting to like get to it already. And
Well, letting it breathe and letting it reveal itself through, conversation. I feel like that's what my work is about, is like, let's unpack, instead of just being told what this is, let's unpack what it really is bringing forth at a deeper level. But we're
yeah,
in a, we're obsessed with control. And so it's like, okay, if I know this, then I can do this, then I can, and it's like, that's not, that's not how life works.
well, I like to take a an observational approach to these types of transits,
Yes,
where I'm like, okay,
exactly.
I see what's being said. Let me step back for a second and even take, like you're saying, give more breath to what's happening internally, and not necessarily need to execute something and like have this finished product inside of it, but recognize like what it really feels like for me is like a curtain being pulled, and I'm like, oh, I can finally see what all of this other stuff leading up to this point has been clearing the way for. I don't even really know how to get there or what I'm doing,
Hmm.
but I understand. I feel like it's like revealing a bigger picture.
Yes, but also it's not going to be the entire picture because you have much more life to live. Like
Of course.
I think that so often our culture is like wants to pin the tail on the donkey, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, then I know, and then this is it. This is my arrival. This is going to change everything. And even if you get everything you want, there's material with maintaining that thing.
Well, that's what's funny because I was talking with my friend yesterday, and it's like all these really successful people that we currently know in comedy are having these like really cataclysmic personal things happen to them.
Oh, that's
Like
interesting.
divorce or cheating scandals
Yeah.
or like emotional meltdowns or a breach in their sobriety or like any number of things. And I go, you know what? It's time for the people who've been doing the deep emotional work with absolutely no external validation to get theirs. And it's time for the
Please.
people, and it's time for the people
Please.
who've been getting everything externally and doing no internal work to pause, work on themselves, and like let's shift the power structure for a second so that everyone can kind of live in balance. Because I don't know, there's just something about that right now where once you get the thing, like you're saying, then you're like left with other work that you have to do.
Yeah, it's not we're obsessed with this
Estelle,
arrival
well, it's
thing.
time. It's time. Let's go, girl.
But also, it's like we look around and like I feel like the amount of gaslighting and fraud, and you know, it's also, and maybe the world just doesn't work like this. And maybe that's part of the lesson. But like, I would like, and I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but I would like us to go back where we value things like integrity and character, and
Mhm.
instead of gloss, instead of flash, instead of insane scaling. And like, I am not a degrowth person. Like we've talked about this. The capitalism is actual capitalism, not what we're in, is the only model where there's any degree of freedom. But I feel like it, there's just this energetic focus on appearance. And it's probably human nature. It's probably always been that way. But it seems so hollow.
Well, it is, and I've been kind of working on a Substack about this, but I've had like literally no time to like write any articles, like, and I've just surrendered to that. I'm like, it's fine, like it is what it is. But in speaking about like the Chiron and Taurus transit and thinking
Mm-hmm.
about, what it really is to live in the material plane and enjoy
Mm-hmm.
whatever, call it
Yeah.
the finer things, whatever, but it's just like good food, or a beautiful fabric, or
Yes. The
whatever. Like,
sensual part of life,
the
the tactile
sensual
part of
part
life.
of life to me is like the Taurian part of life, and
Yes.
there's a very important aspect inside of life
100%.
to live inside of that. But that, in the absence of the other side of Taurus, which is the Scorpio depth of it, is
Yes.
just shallow nonsense. And so I feel like there's something that's coming where it's like we have to celebrate luxury and sensuality inside of a place of like depth. Otherwise, it's what you're saying.
Well, it's like the last time we spoke and you were talking about like wild roses growing on the beach in Maine, like luxuriating in that,
Yeah.
luxuriating. Oh, Estelle, I adore you. Um,
I can't read that because I'm not wearing my glasses, but it said something nice I could see.
yes, she did.
I was like, and you've been helped, and that's all I can see. If you
Well,
want
and
to
I've
keep
helped her
it
with
with
the
the,
integrity and basically like
okay.
leadership. I just, I think we say that we're in the end of the guru age, but yet we still seem to want to exalt others
Hmm.
instead of saying everybody is really on their soul path, whatever that is. And everybody has their lessons. Some are seen by others, some are not seen by others. Some people's lives are heavier loads than other people's. That's just the truth, right? And some people are going to dive more deeply into the nature of life and into the purpose of it. But as a collective, like I've just been thinking about this so much because, I read so much literature and I read a lot of contemporary novels, and a lot of them I enjoy, but there's just a hollowness. And then like I see stuff and I watch on TV and I'm like, what is this hollow? Like I put on that Jennifer Garner show, like even just to watch as an
That,
escape because of this, in the flu. It's the 5-star weekend. And I'm like, why is everything so hollow?
yeah.
Like I feel like even things that were lighter in fare before didn't feel like my friend was like, this feels like it's written by AI. Like why we need to get back to our humanness.
Well, I kind of have a theory that's popping up right now that I don't even know if this is true, but I'm just going to say it out loud, which is that perhaps there's so much that has happened since 2020
Mm-hmm.
that has been bypassed, overlooked, not discussed,
Yes, yes,
like shoved down,
yes.
shoved out of our what we're allowed to even discuss as an
Mm-hmm.
experience. That perhaps that's why, because we're all sort of not talking about the elephant in the room in a way, which is that
Of
like,
any of it.
yeah. And I get on some level like entertainment, just wanting to be entertaining, and like there's a part of me that appreciates that.
But you can do that intelligently and with substance. You can be
No,
entertained
what show kind of does it well is the Four Seasons.
I haven't seen that yet, but I haven't watched that. Should I watch that?
I really enjoyed it.
It's
I
2 seasons?
It's 2 seasons. I think there's another one coming. And I really enjoyed it because they keep it light. It's Tina Fey. It's silly. It's wild. It's all the things. But
And good settings.
they're
Mhm,
addressing beautiful settings and like
mhm,
great performances, good actors. But they're also addressing some deeper, more nuanced things about like the nature of relationships. And they talk about like 2020 journeys. Like Will
mhm,
Forte's character got like really COVID weird, and there's a whole
mhm.
episode about that. And like it's very I don't
Hmm.
know. It's interesting. I thought it was really well done and beautiful.
Okay,
I was surprised.
I was too sick to mostly watch anything. I watched The Sheep Detectives.
Oh wait, what's that?
And I cried. Like everything was making me cry. Um, it's it's Hugh Jackman, and it, it it's part anime or live action and part uh human, but it's like these sheep are detectives, but it's really like cute and well done.
That's
But
hilarious.
that's like what I could handle because I was um so ill.
But I also
But
think
I'm
like
gonna
everyone being so emotional, you being emotional, so much crying, so much of this, like this is really important, and it's important to talk about as far as what I do think is changing, which is there's a version of us that's being left on the table
hmm yeah,
fully and completely.
yeah.
And in order for that to be authentic in the way that really authenticity, what it really means, not in the way that makes you cringe, is that there has to be a purging and a letting go and a sadness and a grief. And like we've been talking about and working through that for like a while.
Yeah,
So
I feel like what I've been really up against, which is like so vulnerable to share in this, but um how how crippling my low self-esteem has been. And
mhm.
I'm not talking about my competence or being good at what I do. That's like a different, I'm saying like my core self-value.
What's your Chiron?
My Chiron's in Taurus.
Huh.
Yeah. But also I have a Capricorn moon,
Right.
and just where some vacancy in maternal love, and you know just the deeper pain of not feeling like my person mattered, like me, what I'm saying, not like I can be good at school, I'm skilled at this, I'm good, but really, and not for like the surface, not for the reason of like, so I call in a like financial abundance, like just deep, like the way I move through the world, and the way, like, not online, just like who I am as a person. And that's, I think, part of what this flu was purging. Not that I'm going to have amazing self esteem tomorrow, but I think layers of that purge of like just also the kind of middle age reckoning of so many choices that I made based on that lack of self worth.
I have been having the exact same experience.
Really?
Yeah. Where it's like traversing so many layers of my personal and career life up to this point, and how at every turn there was an opportunity for me, like someone was reaching out and being like, you're amazing, like come
Hmm.
with me, like I want to give you this show, I want to
Yeah.
do this thing, I want to, and I was just not able to have the self-worth
Hmm.
to see it through.
But what's interesting is you and I both know some extremely successful people. I don't know that they're, I don't know there's a direct correlation between success in our world as we value it with core self-worth.
I don't think so. I think some people are better at faking it, and some people don't need it to be as, for me it needs to be like really real and really deep, and I have to fully understand like what I'm coming to now is realizing that it's always going to be a wound for me, and my job isn't to like just keep letting the wounding affect me. It's to feed the wound the medicine that it needs in order to like be the medicine for other people, if that makes sense.
Of course it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think we've got it. We like associate everything with external metrics and how it looks on the outside,
Yeah.
you know? But I think it comes back to one's internal experience of and relationship to self-worth when no one's watching.
Well, of course, but that's the thing. That's the inner dialogue is like I know it's not about those things, but it's more like I wish that could have been doing it by my own metric much
Yes,
longer
I
time
get that. I
is
get
what I
that.
mean. And then
Yeah.
know that now I have this amazing opportunity to do that from the vantage point of knowing how not to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
even though I'm not young and I don't, I look back on like the pictures of me in my 20s and I'm just like, you are you were so dumb. Like you can never get that power back, but you have a new
Yes.
power when you're older, obviously, and I'm aware of,
Yes.
but there is that grief inside of what you didn't know and what you struggled with when you had those issues that were so strong, as
Yes.
far as like self-worth is concerned. And like, yeah, what I'm interfacing now with is like, I have such big ideas and I always have. And now I'm like, execute it. Like, I just see the people that are making big moves in the world and I'm like, they're not smarter than you.
No, they're 100% not, nor are they more talented.
Right. And like, and I've also been having interesting dreams about like calling in good mentors and good teachers. And I think
Yeah.
that's the difference between like guru culture and like kind of student teacher lineage culture, which is that
An
it's good
apprenticeship.
apprenticeship. Like it's good to call in people to work with who are more experienced than you, who are maybe a little older than you, so that they can kind of help you and teach you, and like not you giving all your power away to them as being better at this thing than you. And I think that's like the changing of the framework.
Especially in parasocial relationships where there's not even a direct connection,
Yeah.
right? Where there's never even been direct contact with an individual, but there's just this gurification.
But that's why Instagram is so toxic. And honestly, like I love Substack and it's great. And like I, was like, oh, I'm gonna build like a Substack community. But like to be honest with you, like I want to build something offline. Like
Mm-hmm. In
yes,
real life.
yes, like and yes, like there'll always be an online component to it
As a
because
tool too.
right, but like the experience of like collaboration and like interpersonal relationships and like building something and seeing something come to fruition and being in
Yeah.
dialogue about it, that is what I miss like so deeply. And like it's just to try to recreate it inside of a new app to me just feels like more of the same old.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, okay, how do we utilize this tool inside of the bigger picture, and like live in the bigger picture, not in the little box, if that is like translating.
Yeah, because I haven't, again, I was traveling and then I was sick. And so I haven't actually been on Substack pretty much at all. But when I like logged in to just post the new moon post, I was like, this feels like a different version of the same thing,
Yeah.
which is everybody scrambling to give their advice.
Yep.
And it's like, and I'm part of that. And I'm like, what am I doing? What is that? Like, and it's to like, it's just all so broad because
Yeah.
it's all these like really high level concepts, but it's like people have individual lives and individual experiences, and some things don't fit. We've lost like detail and nuance and like real true interpersonal connection. And I think that bringing that into focus, especially those of us, that's why the younger generation is like, get me off these things.
Yeah.
I don't want it at all. because
Yeah.
we have the foundation of not having it.
Yeah. I know. It's interesting. I just keep hearing like use the internet, don't let the internet use you.
Yes, and that's the whole thing, right? It's like if you're not paying for it, it's paying for you type thing. It's it's making money off of you. Yeah, but
I think
you
also
know,
like the low self-esteem thing, like I was thinking about this morning too, is like I used to wake up in the morning and feel like I would always say this, and I would say this like on my old podcast too, like when I was like exploring wellness and trying to like, drop into my
yeah,
experience, like I would talk about how like no matter what I did, I would always wake up in the morning and feel like I'm behind, and I would wake up and
behind with what?
exactly like just I would feel scrambled to like connect with
Mhm.
something.
Yeah,
I was alone a lot, and so there was that too, and whatever.
yeah,
But it's interesting now just being older and having a family and like just I think it really is more about age than anything else. I think if I didn't have this, it would still be the same thing where it's like I wake up in the morning and I have a no desire to connect with anything except for my immediate environment, and I don't feel in any way like I'm like behind on something, and I think that is indicative of a level of like inner self healing that's like is more present is just with what
yeah.
just is. And like that's been what I've been saying lately. I've been like, I feel like lately I'm just sitting with what is.
Hmm.
And that's what's actually paving the way to create the next thing. It's like when you work out.
Yeah,
You want to get to the end of the workout because at the end of the workout you feel the euphoria. But you can't feel the euphoria if you don't do the workout.
exactly. And that's, when you talk about like yoga and holding a pose that's uncomfortable so that you get to shavasana. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing, right? It's like we're also obsessed with ease. Everything should be easy if it's not an immediate flow. And sometimes things are supposed to flow and sometimes you're supposed to put more effort into it. And it's like it each scenario is unique unto itself. But just this, it's the passivity, it doesn't feel good. That's why like the desire that people have for everything to be free, it's like it actually doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Like ultimately it feels good to feel like you're contributing or
Mm-hmm.
doing something
Totally.
in your life, whatever that is,
Totally.
right? um it And I think we've lost that, although not everyone has lost it, but I think a certain sector of society has lost it.
Well, I was talking about this with Tyler the other day about he has these clients who are super sweet people, but come from a lot of money. And one of them, like, basically, she runs like her mom's estate. So that's like her job. But then her boyfriend, who's like her best friend, they live together, whatever, he doesn't work. And he has like this just like low level, just constant, like depressive kind of thing. And we were kind of chewing on this like from a philosophical
Yeah.
point of view. And I was like, I'm like, look, I would love to have hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. Don't get me wrong, but in a way, I'm like, that's my car. I'm like, it's generational wealth or bust. Okay, but like, I would love to have that, but at the end of the day, there is something not that you want to work to seek money because I think that is sort of that's a trap in its own way, but just the fact of the little bit of pressure creates
I think about this all the time.
the work creates the fulfillment that creates the life that you want to live, and that's why you have to choose what you're willing to work for and what you need to make easy. Like there's things I'm willing to work for to build in a legacy from a legacy point of view, but there's things like my friend always wants to go to this beach with really difficult parking and she always makes everything hard in that way, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's too hard. And
Yeah.
that's an example of something that doesn't need to be hard.
Yes. And I think that's what I'm saying. It's like we need to feel like we're contributing in some way. Like, you know, even if I had a trust, I would still do what I'm doing
That's what I
in
mean.
exactly the same way I'm doing it
Yeah.
because I I really get fulfillment from it. And I need to feel accountable to
Mm.
other people. Like that's also for me, I can give you the astrology of it, but it actually grounds me to feel accountable. If I could just do whatever all day, that wouldn't be healthy for my mental health.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
wouldn't. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are like that. I think a lot of people actually need more structure than they think they do.
That's like the battle of my life is like creating structure.
Yeah, I think, and like most small children need structure, and like I often think about how that's like one of the best things. It's not that my parents gave it to me, but they sent me to places where I developed, where I had a really strong sense of structure and routine. And I think about this in terms of, travel. I think about, yes, it's good to change up your environment, but it it's also really nice coming home. Bless you.
Oh my God, sneezing with a baby on is like so insane.
I just think structure, like, we're like, I want ultimate freedom. But freedom is the ability to choose what structure. That's freedom,
Totally.
right? Which is very Capricorn, which is very, the counterpoint to Cancer. But it's interesting also with this astrology because Jupiter's part of this basket for a short bit, but then it moves off pretty quickly. But then we still have Uranus and Neptune and Pluto doing this dance. And that is not an immediate, we think everything's going to be immediate. And also Jupiter doesn't necessarily deliver the thing, it creates the opportunity or the window.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then Jupiter being in Leo with creation. I think of Leo as also like life as creation, like creating one's life, right? And then the eclipse on August 12th in Leo, that solar eclipse that kicks up, that's actually mirrors the August 10th eclipse in 2018. And then a similar eclipse 19 years ago, which
Mm.
would be 2007.
Whoa. That's when I graduated college.
Oh, yeah, because you're young. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes. So
Mm.
it's like, think about that. Like, what are you launching that's new, or what are you stepping into that's new? But
Well,
again, it's
that's
like, it's an
literally
unfolding.
what I've been thinking about. It's like, okay, like I went to dinner with my brother last night, and the whole conversation that I was bringing up was about self concept.
Hmm.
And
You mean
self,
like the narrative we tell ourselves about ourselves, or our identity?
our identity, but like it's more than our identity, it's what we create with that identity. So, like, our self concept
Hmm.
influences how we create. Like, I conceived of
Like
my
our process.
our process, and also literally what is it like
Hmm.
in college. To bring up the relevancy, I created the narrative and the identity and the literal ground and
Hmm.
around becoming an actor.
Hmm.
And my self concept was I'm an actor. And then, oh, I'm a comedian, which never always fully sat right, or none of these things sat fully right
Right.
with me, because I was trying to narrow my self concept into one definition of something that was already pre existing, instead of the realization that I'm having now, which that I am able to have through experiencing all these things, which is why when we talk about going back to my younger self and all these things, like, I'm not actually mad at her because all those things needed to happen anyways.
Of course, that's the arc, that's the journey.
But the self concept of an expanded older version of me is that I don't need to have an identity based self concept. I can have the understanding that I am able to create whatever it is I want through what brings myself interest or joy, and like what my talents are and what my experiences is. So it's like the self concept is expansive when you know what you like and who you are, if that, like, on a deeper level.
Yes, this is also why I have never bought into identity politics. First of all, the idea that one's identity is dictated by things completely out of one's control.
Is really fucking stupid. Or, I mean, identity politics is also so dumb because you're like, my identity is that I like Obama. You're like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, like they'll say like your identity is that, what's your sexual orientation, or
Yeah,
what skin color do you have, or what, but like different people of the same external identity have totally different viewpoint. It's always driven me crazy, but
yeah,
it's like, it's immutable characteristics, right? That's the term. It's like, we are so much more complex and layered and interesting than that. Like, and the idea of continually evolving who we are and coming to understand ourselves through different interactions, different experiences, different environments, different roles that we play is really important, and just limiting ourselves, like limiting yourself to, I'm an actor.
right.
What a box.
And like thinking about it on a deeper, like, what does it mean to be an actor? It means to be someone who's curious about the human condition. It means someone who likes to play. It means somebody who loves stories. It means someone who loves connection. Like, it's so much more that,
Ideally, but it
that
could also just be performative, literally the need to perform. It's different, right? That's even that's an example. It's like, that's a very elevated way of looking at it.
but that's my version of it. That's why I
Yes.
was into it.
Yes, but it's like,
And I am a performer. I love making people laugh. I literally got
and
a,
that's all great too.
I literally got a karaoke machine. I like sing karaoke by myself in my house. Because I just like,
It's
I'm like,
amazing.
I gotta express myself in this world where like I'm not getting out there. Like, fucking turn on some Alanis, let's go. And I like sing it with Asher. It's so fun.
Alanis, did you say Alanis? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
of course.
But I think that that's so, it's just really important to challenge our own self-concept,
Exactly. And
and
when
to
and when
challenge the ideas we have about ourselves.
especially I think why it's coming up is I feel like myself and you're talking about it, and maybe not, maybe you wouldn't put it like this, but a lot of people I know are kind of at this like interesting crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I keep going in the direction I've been going in, or do I pull back on my self concept, examine it a little deeper, and maybe allow myself the grace of a bit of a pivot that would feel more authentic to who I am now?
Yeah. But
And
that's also just, that's of a certain age. It can be indicated by transits. It's a certain place in life. It's also like the state of the world. All of these things, coexist to move us in whatever direction we're meant to move in.
yeah, I think there is just we need to be giving ourselves permission to do more of whatever the fuck we want in the moment. And not, I'm not saying being like erratic or like irresponsible, but if something's not working or something isn't feeling right or you're feeling stagnant or you're just not fitting into this narrow definition that you tried to create for yourself, like it's okay to not feel that way anymore. Like my brother's boyfriend feels guilt because he went to NYU and he was an actor for so long and all these different things and he just doesn't feel it anymore. And it's like,
That's okay.
fine, like you can change. Like there's no, you didn't promise anything to anyone when you did that, like you don't owe. And even when you get your astrology chart read, like I've had my astrology chart read, millions of times, and it's like there's this certain promise of my chart and a certain thing I'm supposed to do or like alignments that I'm supposed to feel, and it's like I don't, and I feel
I
this
don't think
pressure,
any of that's true, though.
but this is how I internalize it
Right.
sometimes, and I
Yeah.
feel pressure of what the fuck am I doing, And right now, what I feel is a very big exhale around all of that. Like
But
none of
I think that's so important. And I think, you know, when we talk about true spirituality, it is having the humility to recognize the journey itself and the invitations when they present themselves.
Mhm.
It's like,
And if you're so busy focusing on what you think you're supposed to be doing, you miss the invitation to do what you actually should be doing.
I'm not sure what should is, but yes, or what you
Meaning,
really
like
want to be doing,
should
or
as
whatever.
what would actually feel good for you.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. I think life is what happens when you're busy making other plans, right? It's like when you're hyper focused on that. You know, one of the things that I feel like has been coming up a lot with clients is like they come to me thinking they want to address one thing, and then we get underneath to what is really showing up. Like, what is the
Or
deep or inquiry,
yeah.
right? And it can be really scary. And I mean, we talk about this a lot, but I think it really comes down to like, what do people think they're doing here? I mean, here on Earth, like, what is the and how much is fear running the show? Fear of what other people are going to think, fear of, you know, scarcity fears, like fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty. Like it's often that we are ruled by that, and that gets in the way. And that's also part of the human condition.
Well, we're also raised in a paradigm of from the time you're a little kid, you're getting trained to like do be something and do something and you got to choose, and it's just not really supportive of that larger spiritual question.
No, and I think that was maybe more true in like the 50s, 60s, like post-war period where it was like people locked into a role. I'm not saying they were supposed to or it's good, but this world is like being blown open in
Totally.
all these different ways. And so I also think it's giving certain people whiplash, certainly like a certain sector of the credentialed class that's like, no, this is what I am. And I'm defined by this. I'm defined by what school I went to. I'm defined by my socioeconomic status. I'm defined, you know, these things.
I'm also just seeing a lot of people who haven't stopped in many years to question it and just have gone along with their own
Yeah.
low level unhappiness in a way
Yeah.
that now having uh, they're experiencing a crisis
Yeah. Well,
because
also like a
I
massive shift in the collective, right? And you can pin it on certain things, like people have certain fears about AI. We've talked about that a lot. Like it can incite this kind of or bring forward this kind of crisis in consciousness. But that's also it's also very what's normal, but to like fight oneself or bury things and then be confronted with them. But be confronted with them, they will. We will.
I think that's what the energy is right now is like yes, it's an opening and it's a supportive offering and it's an expansion and all and like a breaking of certain old world things, but inside of that what happens in the interim is you break down to break through.
Yeah. And it's, by the way, it's often kind of messy.
Very. And but I
And
think just wish that I wish that people could not that you can bypass the pain knowing that it's for a purpose, but knowing that it's for a purpose does help you get through it.
yes, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even about the flu, I was like, this is so painful and sucks. But I feel like we also have this, like, we can never get sick, but sick, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay, you
Yeah.
know? And sometimes it's an initiation. And sometimes, like, in a fever dream, you have awarenesses or whatever. But again, that's like letting life in and letting light. And so, this this potent, you can call it potent astrology, it's that it's like you're going to let life in, or you're going to let it change you, or you're going to let it move you, or you're going to let it break up sediment instead of trying to like immediately put a clamp on it.
Or like what you were saying earlier, which was like, yeah, hold it and try to like define it immediately and understand it. It's like I think right now it's like this is the lazy river at the moment.
Where does it want to take you? What is it showing you? What is it inviting in? What conversations are you having or overhearing? What openings?
What growth edge are you hitting that's actually really
Yeah.
important?
Yeah.
Like one of the things for me too is like in relationship, it's like I've never been in a relationship that's this long. I've never had
Mhm.
never,
Yeah.
like, so
It's
there's
all new.
things and like old material from my own childhood is being kicked up and like
Hmm.
fears and all this stuff. And it's like having the courage to like bring that to my partner and have these conversations in a way that like I never have had to do was like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And we went
But
through,
most of the meaningful things
yeah,
bring discomfort. Most meaningful things bring discomfort.
yeah,
But we are so afraid of discomfort.
yeah.
And, the more we fear it, the stronger.
The worse it gets.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I was trying to express myself and it was coming out like all wrong. And then I'm like, wait, I gotta stop trying to let, I felt like I was like fighting against the stream of expressing myself and trying to like make it understood to myself as I was saying it instead of having the courage to just like say the things that were happening
Do you
internally.
find that you're an external processor or an internal like do you discover what you think and feel by talking about it?
I'm both.
Both.
I have to go through it internally, but in order for it to like fully
Hmm.
be realized and understood, it needs to happen in relationship
Yeah.
or just like out loud. Like,
Hmm.
I think I said that in this conversation, and that's actually something that like we started doing when we would do so retrograde. We'd be like, I don't know if this is true, but I'm just gonna say it, and to
Yeah.
hear it helps me know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
And like I think that's a helpful practice. You just have to be inside of a container that's like obviously like trusting and someone who's not gonna like take someone and you're not being mean or anything, but someone who understands that just because you say something doesn't mean that it's always true. And
Yeah. Not going to jump down your throat.
luckily I'm with a Gemini who understands that more than anybody. Like we're just saying things at this point. But
Hmm.
somebody asked a question to you and I can't fully read it if you
If you have time, can you talk about the last week of July in Jupiter? I'd
oh,
seen that and I basically just
okay,
spoke
cool.
to it.
Okay, cool.
Um, July 29th is July 29th is a full moon in Aquarius.
Hmm.
And also with that full moon, it is the same exact day that you have the Jupiter conjunct Sun, which happens once a year, which is significant. It's people think of it as an expansive day, and also the nodes switch. So the
Oh, wow.
North Node moves from Pisces, might happen a couple days before, Pisces to Aquarius. So, the last week of July leading up to that 29th date is significant. And then you have this basket, which is pretty peak around the 19th. But again, it's like it will reveal itself and it's going to impact different people in different ways, right? Like people with degrees between 3 and 5 are going to be impacted pretty acutely, especially fire and air signs, right? So there's that acute impact there. Those with mid-degree cardinal, like me. So, I have a 15-degree Capricorn moon. I have a 14-degree Mercury Libra. Like I am with Saturn stationed, because the other thing is Saturn goes retrograde at the end of the month. Mercury goes direct on the 23rd. With that, with Saturn being staying at 14 degrees, if you have like 12 to 16 degrees cardinal, you're going to feel that impact strongly too. So different people are being impacted in different ways. And with the Saturn piece, and then Mercury is retrograding back to form a square with Saturn. So though for that, I gave the kind of eclipse dates to look back on. But in terms of Saturn, it's really 2019. Saturn was at Capricorn around these degrees.
Interesting.
So there's a
Part.
Saturn square to that time. And so you can look back to that period. And then also around 2011
Fascinating.
to think about like strong Saturn, what we call hard aspects.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then Uranus takes 84 years, that's too long. Pluto takes 248 years, that's too long. Neptune is 165 years. It has not been at these degrees.
In our lifetime.
Yeah. And it's been such a long, so, that's different. And then Jupiter, the last time was 12 years ago. So 2014 that it was in
Whoa.
Leo.
Okay, this is making me want more than anything is for you to read my astrology.
I'll do it. But also your Cancer moon is within a few degrees in opposition to my moon. So you're feeling Saturn too.
Yeah.
I don't forget the exact degree. I'll text you offline.
I mean, I think my moon is at 18 degrees of Cancer.
Oh, that could be. So then you won't feel it until next year. You won't
But
feel it until 2027, like acutely. But I don't think it's going to go back and forth. I think it's going to be just like a 3-week one and done.
what I do feel is this very interesting, very acute need to balance my roles as mother and as honoring of the other part of me, and really recognizing that there's once you become a mom, there's no off switch.
That's
And
a tall order though. Like I don't, there's no formulaic balance for that, right? It's like how to harmonize them.
it's not like a formula that I could create or like pass on to anyone.
Right.
I'm not gonna try to like write a book about it. But more like what feels good to me day in and day out inside of these
Yeah.
two things that need to
Yeah.
be honored and recognized.
Yeah.
Like that's the dialogue that I'm having all the time. And like it's actually been surprising to me how much more I want to be with my kids, but I can't turn off that other part of me that has this like other vision to create something in the world. So I'm like, okay, what's the best integration in
Yeah.
the day, and how I do that. And part of that is like the morning where I'm like, I don't rush into anything in the morning. I sit around, I drink my smoothie, I have my coffee, I'm with them,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Or if I take Asher to, I'm going to start taking him to like a play group a couple days a week. Then I do my work when he's there, and then when he's off, we're just off. We go to the beach, we go to the park, we do our thing. Like I'm making sure that there's this. It's not perfect every day, obviously, and even when like I go to dinner with my brother, I feel guilty for leaving them. Like it's a constant battle, obviously.
And also like
But just
fleeting. I mean, obvious, like meaning these years
yeah,
are precious and rare. So recognizing that too and giving yourself grace around that, right? Like they
exactly.
won't be this small forever. They won't, even if you homeschool them and you don't send them to like a tradition, like it will shift. So it's
I
also
mean,
giving yourself that too.
we talked about sending Ashley to a play group a couple of days a week, and we literally started crying.
Yeah.
We're like, he's getting so big. It's like so
He's like
dramatic,
a
but it
little
really,
boy, a proper
he's a
little boy.
boy. And yeah, like you said, like it's fleeting. And so recognizing that, but also not being able to fully, quiet down the other voice. So I'm just talking about that, like,
Yeah.
I mean, doing this podcast with her strapped to me is the perfect example of trying to strike a
Amazing.
balance.
It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Rebecca asked, how about those with Cancer 0, 4, and 7 degrees? So Neptune is squaring Cancer and also squaring Capricorn at those degrees and opposing Libra at those degrees. Really 4. So Neptune is interesting. Neptune is really hard to pin down because it's really formless, but it can make things feel unclear, but it's also an invitation into the unseen world or the spiritual realm. And I saw this thing from, I have a few clients that I work with regularly who love Joe Dispenza. And I saw this thing pop into my feed about abundance. And he's like, I don't know why we think of abundance as just money. Like you can have an abundance of love, abundance of friends, abundance. And one of the things he said is like synchronicity or spiritual occurrences. And so I think it's like also thinking about that with Neptune. It's like it can it can invite an abundance of spiritual occurrences or mystical occurrences.
Cool.
Um, and I don't know, for me, sometimes like I find myself desiring that feeling of like, those like those moments when you're like, oh, this is synchronistically, like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, synchronicities of all kinds. Like I feel like in a way, those moments wake me up or make me feel alive in a new way. Like it's just interesting how we think about abundance in such a specific way, probably because we have a material leaf, but like you can have an abundance of so many things. Hi, Nipple.
Yeah. I feel like that's a really important thing to say
Yeah.
because there's this I forget where it was, but I watched something in the past year about this exact thing where some guy was like, my neighbor is so rich, and I don't feel good enough because my neighbor is so rich. He has a big car and he has a big house, but I guess it's kind of like a parable.
Yeah.
And but the neighbor was alone. He had nothing else. He just had this big house and all this money
Yeah.
in it. And then the guy who was saying, feeling so guilty that he wasn't rich, had smaller house, less money, but he had like a beautiful wife and a loving relationship and all of these kids and like this big life. And
Yeah.
him and the neighbor crossed paths, and he's like, you have so much. And the neighbor's like, you are way more abundant than me. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
just really the abundance is in the perspective. And it doesn't all have to do with this one thing, finances. And where I also
Yeah.
think perhaps this is my like Aquarian little antenna, but I feel like the abundance and the money right now is like we're definitely moving into a state of more support from the group than like even the type of like insurance that I have is like crowdsource insurance.
Hmm. Oh, do you like it?
I mean, yeah, we've been paying into it. We haven't used it,
Uh,
but like I like that like I'm spending less per month and also helping people get shit done.
I feel like I
Like
should switch to that.
I paid for someone to get a hernia, like I contributed to someone to getting a hernia surgery. And I'm like, I love that I like know that. I love that like this person is getting what they
Well, I
need.
say this about taxes all the time. I mean, I'm becoming like radical against taxation, but it's like if I were like, okay, it's going to fix this road or this particular family that has
Yeah.
hit hardship, but they are hardworking or whatever, like I would, I would love to be, I feel like in an ideal world, I should be able to click online, go to my county and
Yeah.
be like, this money was allocated for this.
Yep.
Like, look at what's going Sunset Boulevard has a sinkhole right now. There's like the fraud in California where it has not gone to any infrastructure or things that are actually, don't even get me started on Skid Row. Like I feel like also with the Pluto return of the American Revolution
Yeah.
and taxation without representation, like don't we have the technology to be able to be like, this money is going here.
Of course we
This money is
how
going here.
would how would the government steal it if we had a record of where it's going?
That's my point. But what you're saying is like I would rather do what you're doing than like I'm using Blue Cross. I'm paying through. I never use it. I'm
Yeah,
paying through the
probably
roof,
much money.
and they're cheating people out of support anyway. And like most people who have insurance need to have GoFundMe's. Like what am I doing?
Yeah, I think the crowdfunding is such a better way to do it.
100%. So like that kind of thing, right? It's like, yeah, that does feel like an Aquarian antenna. And just, I don't know. There's so much that is changing, but obviously we're hitting a peak. It can't go on like this.
Yeah. Because it's not serving anybody.
No. And
I mean, it's
like,
serving the elite class of people.
yes,
Whatever.
but I'm also not a like, it, it doesn't matter how much money comes in. Like, for example, California is in a major deficit and has no infrastructure and major fraud. And like the Dakotas are in like $1 billion surplus. So it's not just about taxing people, it's about how that money is allocated. It's really not a resource problem, it's a spending problem. And let's spend it on things like ground up.
Yeah.
right? I do feel really strongly about this because it's like, it's like anything. And having grown up in a very affluent world where people threw money at problems, you cannot just throw money at problems. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And like, I think people just assume, oh, but the money has been there. Yeah, exactly. Like the money has been there. The woman
Yeah.
who is hired, it makes 331,000 to oversee animal welfare in LA County. 331,000.
That's
They are
insane.
slaughtering dogs. Dogs are dying on Skid Row in the most horrific way. They don't even visit the shelter. They're not
What is she?
$331,000.
Yeah, what is she doing?
Nothing. That's my point.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a money problem. I get
Yeah.
really upset about this because I think it's economic illiteracy. The people
Mm-hmm.
think just throwing more money at a problem makes it better.
Right. Like maybe it would.
That's my rant.
Maybe it would if it was going to the problem.
But but also you can't just throw money at it, meaning like, if we've talked about this, if you have massive amounts of people who are overdosing on Skid Row. By the way, a lot of what's happening on Skid Row is also drug runs. Like you have people pulling up in Escalades with massive amounts of money. So it's like, it's problems are not like, yes, but if you're going to put money, like, meaning how many billions were allocated for high speed rail in California that never got built?
I know. We would love to see that.
But so you need competence. You can't just throw money. Who's running it?
Totally. Same thing with all of the like supposed housing.
It's insane.
Yeah. Wait,
It's like you need
gonna go get,
actually competent, capable people. It's the money is there.
yeah.
Hi, honey. I hear
Yeah.
you.
Maybe I'll sit actually.
Anyway, there's my rant.
No, that's a good rant.
Right? It's like,
Okay, there we go.
um,
Oh my God. Geriatric parenting with the baby on my back.
I'm just looking at. Okay, yeah. I have a client coming up. I'm just double checking because we
Okay.
started a little later than we thought we were going to.
I know, I have a call.
It's been raining nonstop here, which is personally fine for me because I've been so sick and I haven't been able to do anything. But it's like rain nonstop.
Is Tennessee like able to hold the water?
Yeah, yeah. Because we were in a slight drought. It is so lush here, though. It's crazy.
I miss it. I miss
But this is the thing. Listen, I went to the Mediterranean and I feel so blessed that I went. But like, this is why I am not ultimately a Mediterranean person.
You're not.
No, because it's not lush.
No.
It's brittle and
It is.
dry.
It's kind of weird.
Like I was on the water the whole time, so that was incredible. The water is incredible, but like, I don't know. I really love deep green. It like just makes me feel like the Pacific Northwest or here or Michigan or Maine. I didn't realize that Maine has the most forests of any state, any trees, more trees. And did you know that Maine has more coastline than California?
When we were in Maine, we're like, we want to live here.
I'm going next month. I told you that.
So jealous.
Because I was like, I need a New England summer. I haven't had one.
We might be going to Connecticut next month, so maybe we can sync up on that.
Really?
Yeah, my cousins really want us to come visit, and they were like, and we were like, we're not sure, and they were like, well, we'll basically like take care of the travel if you want to come visit us. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll come.
Where in Connecticut?
They live in Westport.
You know that I grew up in Weston, right?
Wait,
Right next door.
No way.
Yeah, I grew up in the city and we had a country house in Weston that I went to every single weekend. And when I wasn't at sleepaway camp, summer. And then there were a few years where I lived there full time.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep you posted on that because that would be so fun to sync. What are your travel dates?
The 7th to the 14th. I'll be in Maine on the.
That is amazing. You need to go to the rose-covered beaches.
I'm so excited. We're doing Portland and then Blue Hill, Brooklyn, Deer Isle area. And I got us a Jeep Wrangler. Daniel found a really good deal on a Jeep Wrangler to rent.
Fun. Top
Totally. I'm like, that's like I think that might be my happy place on the Caribbean. Do you like this?
Sunline.
It's my moon line.
Oh my God, we should move there and be happy together forever.
I'm like, I think Portland might be my ideal situation because it's a walkable, small city. It's the
Yeah.
best like small food city in America.
Yeah.
It's coastal,
Yep.
4 seasons.
Yep. I mean, it's so beautiful.
It's
like
ridiculous.
Like high level spiritual downloads on the coast of Maine.
I'm really, really excited. It's like, and we got Airbnbs and then we're staying at these little inns that are like $250 a night. Like
We stayed
because
in
I looked at the Longfellow and I'm like, $850 a night?
there's a inn across the street from that hotel.
Well, I got us Airbnbs, which is fine, which I'm
'cause
happy
it's
to.
right across the street from the Longfellow is an inn that's like part of it.
Oh, really?
But
Like,
it's
I'm happy to go there, but I'm like, I don't need in a walkable, I don't need to spend that.
No, you don't. But the one across the street is like a converted funeral home into like a B&B, but
Yeah.
it's like weirdly perfect.
Okay. Nova Scotia, and I really want to go to Nova Scotia. I also really want to go to Lake Muskoka in Canada, in Canada.
We would have to get permission from the government to go to Canada because Tyler's a convict.
Is that true? But you don't need to because it's like, and Canada's, it's fine. Maine is like so similar. But anyway, I feel like, is that true? Can he not leave the country?
He can go to, it's just Canada that you need like permission.
That's so interesting.
It's not other countries, I don't think. It's like just Canada. You need to get like a written letter saying that you like didn't murder anyone, and otherwise.
But you can get the entire Canadian landscape, basically, meaning like you can get.
Go to Canada. I've been to Canada plenty of times.
You're good.
And I'm like, especially like I toured in like northern mid Canada during doing comedy.
Like Calgary?
Yeah.
Alberta? But that's like Wyoming. Like it's like similar landscape. But honestly, I feel like Maine, I could live there. I really feel, because I can handle the cold.
Yeah.
And like it's like snow, but Portland is so walkable.
We walked everywhere.
I'm so excited. Honestly, I mean, I haven't been to Westport. And so Weston doesn't have anything. So I went to Westport for everything.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to Westport since my parents sold that house and built the Colorado house. So that would be 2001.
Say bye to Isla.
Oh, bye, sweetie. Bye. But honestly, I've been having a craving to go back just because it was my entire childhood.
Okay, so if we go there, then you have to come.
It's the other side of North Fork. It's the Long Island Sound.
No, I know. Well, if we go there, we're going to take the ferry to go to the North Fork.
I've always wondered if there's a ferry if you can go directly across that way.
Yeah, we did it. We did it for my birthday last year. We went, well, not last year, the year before. We went, oh my God, ow, I have a cut on my toe.
Honestly, Steph, you should take them up on that.
I know. I think I'm going to.
And then see if you can go. I think it's like maybe 45 minutes, but Litchfield County, like Washington, Connecticut, where Gilmore Girls was based on. Like that area, like Connecticut is
beautiful old friend who lives in Fairfield. No,
well, Westport is part of Fairfield County.
Not Fairfield. Is that right? I don't know. I got to look into it. I mean,
But honestly, Connecticut, that's my childhood.
Yeah.
It's
there's a North Fork, Connecticut, Vermont pipeline.
I mean, Westport is definitely like Scarsdale.
Yeah.
Which I'm
fine with that.
Yeah. But it was like growing up on Main Street that had this attic. What was it called? It was a pink little house and it was a bookstore, light in the attic or something. But that I honestly, Steph, you should take them up on that. I know it's a lot to fly across, but Connecticut in summer is kind of magic.
I know. I'm like, let's just go. Like in August.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, I have a weird phobia of planes right now, which I know is like not normal.
I've been flying a lot and it's fine.
Okay.
Also,
I think it's like the mother in me
you have to trust that you're like you don't want to live with that level of fear.
Well,
But
I
I
keep
hear
telling my
you.
brother I don't want to go anywhere, get somewhere. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to go there. I just want to be there.
I
That's my
totally get
energy
it.
right now.
But honest, it's just, that's a special experience, and to spend it with family or whatever.
I know I really want to be with them, and then we'll be able to go to the North Fork, and
Yeah.
it'll just be like really great. Okay. Anyways, sorry everyone to share my personal travel plans with you, but I'm glad we got to do this today, and I
We're
hope that we can
back.
get back on track.
Yes. I love you. It's good to see you. I
Okay.
missed you.
Love you. I'm glad you're better.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I made
I'm
a, I
gonna
made an
offline with you
appointment for
about.
an IV drip this morning per your recommendation. I can't believe I didn't think, and then they canceled on me. And so I have to go find another place.
Oh no.
Yeah,
There's got
but
to
I'll
be
do it.
multiple places. You're living outside of a major city.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
And
Love you.
rest.
Love you.
Okay. Love you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, babe.